Hi guys, and welcome back to today's endgame video. But before we start, I just want to tell you something. We're not going to cover these really basic endgames which everyone knows about, for example, king and pawn versus king and pawn, because it just doesn't make much sense. But the only thing I want to know is if you would prefer to see more practical endgames or theoretical endgames. We're definitely going to go over both practical and theoretical endgames, but I just want to know which one you would prefer to see. Okay, so let's just start with today's video, and this video is about reserve tempi. Now this is a very important thing that a lot of people mess up, so that's why I wanted to go through this. And reserve tempi are basically moves with the pawns in the position that are available to you. And the number of reserve tempi most often means the difference between winning and losing. So that's why it's really important. And you always want to have as much reserve tempi as possible. You can see that in this position, black is just going to win your pawn here on a4. So you can see that you're fighting for a draw here. He wants to play his king to b3 then and just promote to a queen, and you really don't want this. You want to draw this game and you have only one drawing move. If you want to pause the video, please do it and figure out the drawing move here. Okay, so the only move that you have in this position is f5. And why is this move so good? Because you're taking away the reserve tempi from your opponent. You can see these moves wouldn't make any sense because you're going to be one winning and he has no reserve tempi, as you can see, and you have two reserve tempi to use when you need it the most. So the first rule here is always try to give yourself the most reserve tempi as possible and try to take away the reserve tempi from your opponent. And this move f5, this is just enough for a draw, as you're going to see. Now, if black, for example, takes the pawn, because I don't know what else is he going to do, you just step here on this c4 square, preventing black from coming to this b file and just trying to, promote the pawn. So now he has, only one move with his king here. And again, you prevent him from going anywhere with this move king to c3. And now he pushes the pawn. Okay, for example, if he goes there, you just repeat here. You just don't let him go out of this a file, and because here is going to be in a way for this pawn for promoting, right? So that's a drawing plan here, and if he can do anything. If he plays a4, then you can use your reserve tempi that you have, because if you move your king away, then this is going to be winning for black. Actually, he gets out to this b file, and now you're going to have to defend this promotion square, and he's basically just going to um, give you this pawn and just go for your other pawns, and you're going to deal with this one first and you're going to lose the game. So that's why here when you're in Zugzwang, you have to use your reserve tempi here, and now black has to move, and again the only move for him is to play king to a2. And now this is of course not working because of this move, and now you're just going to lose the game. So that's why here again you have to step to this c2 square, not letting black go again, and he has to push his pawn. He has no reserve tempi or anything, so he has no other chance to win this game. And now again you're in Zugzwang. If you move somewhere, he's just going to win, to promote to a queen. So that's why here you use your second reserve tempi that you made with this f5 move, and you can see now that if he goes to a1, you go to c1, and this is just a draw now. It just works out with this tempi here. As you can see, you have no more reserve tempi, and it was just enough for a draw because now you're not letting black king again go. So if he goes to a2, you go to c2. If he goes to a1, you go to c1. He can do anything. The best part is if he pushes the pawn to a2, then this is actually not stalemate. You play king to c2 and he has to push his pawn because he has this move available for him, which he of course doesn't want to have. And now you just win the game. So he has to play just king to a2 and king to a1, and this is just a draw. So the lesson here was always try to save as many reserve tempi as possible, because this can really change the result of the game. Okay, so before I go, I want to give you one exercise, and I want you to put down in the comments what is the solution and how white should play in the position. So let me just show you this example here. So white to move and to win. What is the winning move? What is the winning plan here for white? I would love to see your results down in the comments, and let's see if you get it right. And also please tell me if these lessons that we're doing are too hard or too easy for you. I would really like to know this, so I can change if something isn't alright for you. And yes, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.